What's going on, growers? It's James Frigioni coming to you live from Jersey. Today, me and Tucker are going to take you along with us for a massive backyard garden harvest. It's unbelievable how much food we're pulling out of the gardens this year. Let's go! Let's start things off by grabbing some cucumbers. Before I get to that though, I want to give you a quick overview of what the gardens look like. They're just doing so well. Things are in peak production, and there's so much food that we need to grab today. So let's start off by grabbing some stuff from the cucumbers in the back. Look at how some of the apples are doing. The Honeycrisp apple looking really nice. The Liberty apple, absolutely loaded with apples. And you won't believe how many cucumbers are ready to be picked today. Come over here. Just check this out. There's got to be about 10 there. Just keep moving down the line. A lot of these are the Socrates cucumber, and this is known to be one of the best tasting cucumbers on the market. Look at all of them back here. Look at Tuck, he's already got one. He knows exactly what time it is. So these Socrates cucumbers, they're pretty expensive to buy the seeds, but definitely worth it with the amount of production that they kick out. Look at them. Yeah, this guy was waiting to grab some fresh cukes, right boy? If you love seeing Tuck in the video, spam some hearts down low. I need to grab a bunch of cucumbers too, because when it comes to these cucumbers, we need to, look how many are on there. Let's go up a little bit too, look at that. Oh my gosh. So when it comes to cucumbers, you gotta stay on top of picking. The more you pick, the more you get. Like right here, this cucumber, this is about as big as I want them to get. And as long as I keep picking them, they'll keep producing flowers. Move up there. More flowers being produced. You love to see it. And we've got a bunch of different varieties planted back here. The Socrates is just a really early one, because we also have the Suyo Long. You'll see, this is a great variety also. So we'll just grab a bunch of these. At the end, I'll show you how many I grab, but I don't want to grabbing all these is going to take a long time, because there's just so many of them. Right next to us here, the first tomato is starting to ripen. Well, it is ripe. This is the Sun Gold Cherry. I've talked about this variety before. One of my all-time favorites. Not only is it an early producer, it's also a great late producer, and it is the best tasting tomato that I've ever grown. And I've grown so many different varieties. Let's get a quick taste to have the first tomato of the season. So incredible. Sweet, a little hint of acidity, but not too much. That's what a tomato should taste like. Look at the other ones next to us here. I believe this is the Sweet Treats. Yeah, this is also a fantastic late producer. Look at those sets. Insane. And then you can't forget about our Super Sweet 100. It's probably my all-time favorite variety. Non-stop producer, excellent flavor, complete winner. The blackberries are ripening too. Look at all the blackberries on here. So it's time to start harvesting these. It's such a fun time of year. There's so many things to grab. Come through in here though, I want to grab a few different things. Check out how much food we've got growing even back here. Look at the health of the eggplants. Incredible. But back here there is a squash, a variety I love so much. This is a Native American variety. This is the white scallop squash. I'm gonna grab one of these. I don't have my pruners on me, but I'll just pop it off with my hand. This is an incredibly productive variety. Great sweet flavor, fantastic summer squash. If you aren't growing the white scallop squash, you need to get it in the ground. Look at over here, even more cucumbers. Down there, over there, up top. Tuck's finding another one. This is what this guy lives for. He likes to pick the medium-sized ones. Yeah, we'll just let him have that one. We'll keep moving though. We got so many things to harvest. Let's keep going. Let's go back into the new food forest real quick. And check out those cucumbers over there. I'll go grab a couple of those. This is the Corinto cucumber. This is another early variety. Super productive, super disease resistant, just absolute winner. Let's grab these two. There's a lot more to grab from these beds. So many different kinds of veggies, so let's move over here. Another variety of squash. This one is the Gelber Englischer squash. You gotta see how cool this one is. A great flavor, a nice summer squash. Let's cut this one out. Look at that. A bit of a unique shape, but delicious and really nice color to it. I've got another small one right here I'm gonna grab. because just like the cucumbers, when it comes to the summer squash, you got to pick them early and often so that they continue producing. The more you pick, the more you get. I really need to get these garlic over here because they're past prime, but there's just so many to grab. Maybe I'll add a few to the harvest at the end. Come this way though. Let's get some of my favorite variety of summer squash and zucchini that there is. This one right here is the Costado Romanesco. This is the best flavored squash in my opinion. It's so delicious. It's got this kind of nutty flavor to it, and it's a non-stop producer. I would say hands down my favorite variety of summer squash. And look at the size of this Melissa Savoy cabbage. We're still getting cabbages, and this is the biggest Melissa Savoy I've ever grown. I want to cut this thing out just to see the sheer size of it. I still have so many cabbages ready. My late varieties are starting to produce heavy now. It's hard to cut this thing out, the stalk is so big. Oh man. Oh my gosh. Look, it's starting to produce mini cabbages too. So is one of my other ones, but look at the size of this thing. Is, oh my gosh, the weight is, it's got to be over 10 pounds. It's maybe 7 pounds, but so incredibly heavy. So much food. Let's keep going. Let me just lay this down in a bit shade for a second. Take a peek at the grapes behind you. You can't forget that we have grapes growing along all the fence lines. Look at the level of production, the beauty. You love to see it. Me and Tuck wanted to mention to check out some of the merch down at jamesprigioni.com. Grab a Grow shirt or one of the Gardening is Life t-shirts and be part of the team. So many more things to grab over here. Check out this cabbage. I wonder if Tuck's around, see if he wants to grab a carrot. I think he's laying down right now because it's just so insanely hot out. You can see how much I'm sweating. It's about 10:30 in the morning. We just started a couple minutes ago and I'm still already drenched in sweat. He was out here early grabbing some cukes. He's relaxing in the shade right now because he's the young king. He can do what he wants. Let's get some carrots. Try one of these. Nice color to them. I'm gonna grab a bunch of different color carrots today. Really beautiful. And let's get this Ruby Perfection cabbage. This is the biggest one of the year by far. I want to cut into it and show you guys what it looks like. While I'm cutting this one out, check out that early Jersey Wakefield cabbage over there. Look at the little mini cabbages it has growing along the side of it. Look at that. Look at that. It's like a second cabbage already growing. And the Dead on Savoy back there. That looks incredible also. And look at all the flowers we have mixed in. Let's get this one out of here though. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be a heavy one, I know it. Not as heavy as the Melissa Savoy. But let me peel back some of these leaves. This cabbage makes the most delicious coleslaw too. This purple variety is a Ruby Perfection. And they call it Ruby Perfection because you'll see when we cut into this thing how beautiful it truly is. Let me get it on its side more, like this. This thing is not easy to cut through. The young king shows up. Oh man, I need a sharper knife, I think. This thing is huge. Oh my gosh. That's gotta be the biggest purple cabbage that I've ever grown. Dense, beautiful. Gardening doesn't get better than this. This is why we do it. Let's keep going though. There's so many other things we gotta grab. He's even trying to get a sniff of it. Now that he's out here, let's try to grab him a carrot. I know I got some purple carrots back here, I think. Let's see. That one doesn't look too great. Let's grab this one. Oh man, I'm having a tough time getting it out. Let's see. This is the purple dragon. A little dirty though, so maybe I'll just give him one of the earlier carrots I got. I gotta wash them off. Let me wash this off real quick and then we'll give Tuck a little piece of it. Got it all washed off for him. Now we'll let him have his fun. Carrots and cucumbers are his absolute favorite, so this is one of the best times of year for the little boss. Let's go grab some blueberries and stuff. We've got a huge amount of pink lemonade blueberries that are ready to be harvested. On our way to that, let's check out some of these tomatoes. Look how much fruit are on these things. And check out the tomato over there to the right. This is one of my favorites. This thing, look at the accordion shape, how crazy that looks. The mushroom basket tomato, a fantastic producer, really good flavor, just a great tomato overall. Here's a squash I've never grown before. This is a winter squash, the Bon Bon Buttercup squash. Look how cool those things look. It looks awesome. And this is a winter squash, so we can't harvest this one until it's actually finished ripening. Let's move over to these pink lemonades though. So here's the pink lemonade blueberry. This has become my favorite variety of blueberry, probably of all time. The color, the flavor. Look, these are ripe when they're, look how many are on here, when they're this pink color. Look at this. Just grab a bunch of these and pop them in our mouth to get a nice taste of them. Look at that. Look how crazy that looks. And right next to it, we're growing a Patriot blueberry with actual blue blueberries. You can see the contrast in the color. It looks like these are the same plants, but they're actually two different ones. Let me grab a couple more, and then let's throw these all in my mouth and see how it actually tastes. Let's see. This right here is a true taste of New Jersey. Absolute flavor explosion. Nothing that I can even really explain. Right next to me, even more tomatoes. Doing really well. Look at them staked up. Anywhere there's space, we stick tomatoes in. More sun gold cherries. Look at the sets. And let's move over here. I want to show you the Williams Pride apple. Look how many apples are on this thing, and they're getting close to being ripe. This is my earliest producing apple. They're ready in late July, early August. So let's see if we have anyone that we want to just taste real quick. Maybe grab a small one. Let me see. Some of them are starting to get some nice color on it. Let's just get this one. Let's just see if it's getting close to being ready, because soon there's just gonna be so many of them. Check this out. It'll get almost completely red in the future, but I still think it's gonna taste good like this. You'll notice some of the white on there. That's from the Surround kaolin clay. It's just clay, but it helps to protect the fruit from the plum curculio and all different kinds of bugs. All you gotta do is just take your shirt and just shine the baby up, and you'll be able to see the difference. Look at that. You love to see it. Fresh, organic, homegrown apples. First taste of the year. Good flavor. A little green, really close to being ready. It doesn't have that like chalkiness that apples have when they're not ripe, but really good. Soon there's gonna be buku apples, and we can't wait to be harvesting all of them, but really good stuff. Let me grab a few things from this bed. Look how stacked it is with food. One of the biggest cabbages I think I've ever grown. This thing has some insane amount of weight to it, but we're not gonna grab that right now. I think I grabbed enough cabbages already. At the end, I'll show you all of them that I've grabbed. Onions. Maybe we should just grab one of these while we're over here. Not the biggest onion, but nice. Oh no, this is the shallot. What? This is a monster shallot. Oh my gosh. I thought this was an onion. This is the Monique shallot. That is actually huge. Look at the color. Oh. And then let's grab a couple of carrots. I know I've got some white carrots hidden in here. The Juan Obtuse. Check it. We've got purple cabbage ready right there. Right next to us, a dead on Savoy cabbage. You can't even almost see them, but there's carrots hidden back here. Check that. Check that. Area looks a little dry, but still producing perfect carrots. These things, they look awesome. They taste amazing. A great carrot you gotta get in, the Juan Obtuse. Let's keep going. Check out the bed to my right. To your right, I meant. Look at all the, look at that. Look at the size of the cabbage. Flowers mixed in. And here's the onions. All right, we already grabbed the shallot. Let's grab an onion. Yeah, these ones look a little bigger. That's what we like to see. That's a nice size onion. So much food mixed in, planted all in a polyculture. Companion planting, everything supporting one another. This is how we love to grow food. Keep going this way. The Brussels sprouts are getting close to being ready. Back here, look at this. Oh my gosh, really nice. And then check out these over here. This is a variety of carrot. These are supposed to be super, super long. I can't really pronounce the name, but this is it. Manapukaji or something, carrot. But these ones are supposed to be insanely long. I haven't tried any this year. Let's see if we could find one. Let's get a little feel. That one feels small still. That one feels a little small. Let's see if we got one that's a little bigger. This one feels a little thin. Let me see. 16 carats per square foot. So you know we're planting them dense. They feel a little thin, but let's try this one. Let's see what happens. I wasn't joking. Super long carrots. These still need a little bit more time, but that's some excellent length to it. Look at the difference. Crazy. Variety selection is just one of the most fun things about gardening. And don't forget about the wall of tomatoes behind me. Look at that. Soon there are going to be more tomatoes than we could possibly eat, but that's how me and Tuck love doing it. There's a lot more stuff to grab in here, but I'll grab a lot of it and show you at the end. We haven't even moved into the older food forest yet, so let's move over into there and grab more food. Let's move over into the other garden. As I do, I want to give you a quick peek of what the whole backyard looks like. This garden is just, there's so much food back here, it's amazing. Growing vertically allows us to utilize more space, and then planting super dense in these beds, it's how we produce so much food back here. Let's move over into the other garden and I'll meet you in there. Look at this sunflower right here, right at the gate. This thing is huge. I didn't even plant it. It came up on its own, just starting to flower at the top. I showed you guys this earlier, the Honeycrisp apple. This is the most fruit it's ever had. I think I might have left a little bit too much fruit on it, but that's okay. It's still doing really nicely. Let's grab a cauliflower over here. Yes, we're still getting some cauliflower. Look at the color of it. So perfect. Cut the whole thing out. Starting to separate a little bit, but still an absolute winner. Let's lay this down. We've got so many other things we gotta move to. Potatoes, these are starting to finish up. So this should be our biggest harvest of potatoes ever. And I can't wait to eat some fresh potatoes. Let's move over to the tomatoes. Look at this stack right here on this variety. I think this is the Mountain Magic. Let me see. Yeah, Mountain Magic tomato. Look at the beautiful the sets are. It's a nice size one too. It's not a cherry tomato, it's a decent size to it. Calendula between the other tomato. And look at this sunflower. This is the Evening Sun. Came up on its own, but I planted it a couple of years ago. The bees are having a blast. And it just looks so great. Pallet raised bed, doing really nice also. Tomatoes are just ripening. Soon we're gonna have just too many tomatoes, we don't even know what to do with it. The Berry's Crazy Cherry, look how many tomatoes it has at the bottom. Look at that. Doesn't even look real. Petunia next to that. And we're also growing in pots and stuff. As you can see over here, eggplants starting to flower. Little eggplants on them. Let's move over to the back corner because I have another variety of tomatoes that are ready. More potatoes here. Maybe I should try to grab some to see if we have some potatoes on it. But first I want to show you this tomato back here. This is about, this and the Sungold, the earliest ripening tomato. This is the Sakura tomato. Look at the size. And look, this thing's already ready to be eaten. Never had this one, so it's my first time ever trying this variety. Let's get a taste. Bigger than I thought it was going to be, but still really good. I can't lie though. Doesn't taste as good as the Sungold cherry. Back here is where we were growing the peas, and then we planted these cucumbers while the peas were still growing. The peas we cut out, and now the cucumbers are in production. Looks like we got some suyo along back here. Soon there's going to be a lot of cukes. Let's move over to these zucchini right here because they're ready to be harvested. More costados. I let these ones get a little big, it looks like, but that's still okay. We'll get this one. Looking good. And then there's another big one right here. Oh wow, too big. We can actually grab both of these while we're out here. Let's get this one and this one. Notice the stem. I've been spraying it with Surround Kaolin Clay to keep the vine borers off of it. Tuck actually likes zucchini too. Sometimes he eats it fresh. Want to try it, Tuck? Let's see if he wants a piece. We got so much of it. Try some, boy? He likes them when they're young. But he's more of a cucumber enjoyer. Here, you can play with that, Risty. We got to keep moving, boy. All right, let's keep going. Head this way, through the asparagus jungle. Take a peek at the blackberries. So many blackberries. Looks like it needs a little bit of water. We'll get on that. Let's keep going this way. See the raised bed, a lot of stuff to grab, but I already harvested a lot of similar things, so we'll move past that. Tomatoes in containers, growing up peach trees, just, you know, why not? And let's check out the grapes. Grape arbor, nice shade in here, feels good being out of that hot sun. Look at all the grapes on here. Insane. And look at the echinaceas, the birds, the bees are having a lot of fun out here. And we've got a lot of stuff in pots. I'm growing some hot peppers this year. I haven't grown them in the past because I don't want Tuck getting to my hot peppers because he loves eating peppers. So now I'm growing hot peppers in buckets so he can't get to them. This way we can keep him safe from them. That's today's video, growers. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you got something out of it. Me and Tuck had a blast out here. He's inside now. He was roaming around, but it's too dang hot at this time of the year. We're so happy you guys came along with us for the harvest and get a shot of the whole backyard from here. We just want to encourage you guys to keep growing. I know at this time of the year, it could get a little discouraging if some of your stuff hasn't done well, but we love making these videos to show you what any of you could have if you have some years of experience, you put the time, the effort in, and make some investments in. You could just be surrounded by food in a forest, picking things left and right. And every week, every month, every season has a new set of gifts. Me and Tuck wanted to mention to check out the merch down at jamesprigioni.com. Grab a Summer Grow shirt or one of the Gardening is Life t-shirts. And we also want to let you know that we've got our own fertilizer, JP Secret Stuff. This is what we're using to feed our whole garden, and we think the results are, well, they speak for themselves. It works really nice. We also wanted to mention a thank you to one of our new channel members, Ida Brown. Thanks for being a part of Team Grow. Thanks for having your hand in everything we're doing out here. If you want to be part of the team, just hit the join now button, or you can just hit the subscribe button, ring that bell, and just follow along for the whole experience. Tuck and James will be back again real soon. We out.